Have you ever been to a place where you've seen a terrific wide view that you think that would make a really good photograph, like, for instance, a seashore or up in the mountains or in the countryside? Well, I have, and I always think one photograph's just not enough for this. So what you need to do is you need to take lots of separate photographs that you can overlap. And I've been snapping around the studio with my camera, taking a panoramic shot of the studio. And what you need to do, first of all, is put your camera down onto a steady surface. That's the first thing. And then you position it for your first photograph, and you have to remember that when you take the picture, you want to make sure that you know exactly what's on the edge, so that when you move the camera around for the next photograph, you can keep the edge that was in the previous photograph. And I'll show you what I mean, because I've actually got the photographs here, and here we go. Here's the first photograph. There we are. Now you probably recognise that area. That's Alison's area. And if we go on here, we've got another one. Oh, look, our new spiral staircase. And you can see that they overlap each time. There's another one. And the door. And keep going. Now, this one overlaps even more. That's there. Is that one? Yep, that's fine. And then, now where does this one go? That one goes about there, I think. Yes. And here we go. We've got a few more. Just trying to line these up as I do it. Oh yes, now you really are getting to see the studio now. Right the way along. Line that one up there. And my favourite one, look, there's Tony at his desk. And there we are. Once you've done that, you can stick these all down onto a piece of paper and pin them up on the wall.
That was fantasy. And so is this. Record covers. Yes, starting with Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, designed by MC Productions and the Apple in 1967. As I understand it, the Beatles, it's Beatles of course, wanted all their heroes on the cover. And there they are, all are, some 70 of them, ranging from Karl Marx to Laurel and Hardy. Now, look at that. This must have been one of the first psychedelic covers. Look at the colour. Red and pink put together gave us all a tremendous shock. Cream. I like this very much. Such a very clean cover, this. Fantastic elephant, a flying elephant with claws, and a strange creature underneath. Now, in the land of grey and pink, this is going back to the old storybook illustrators. Delightful. Rather like Arthur Rackham, I think. Captain Fantastic, what more need be said? What a fantastic cover. Lewis Carroll's Hunting of the Snark. There's the bellman. Look at the detail in that drawing. Reminds me of the Time Bandits, that sort of situation. Very Monty Python. And isn't it lovely to see that the classics go in for it too? I can see a sort of skull-like head here with hair hanging down the side. Lovely to see all these covers full of fantasy. You look out for some of them too. And now it's time to look at your work in the gallery.
This is true fantasy, Tony. A horse with wings and a tassel for a tail.
The silhouette makes the fantasy, I always feel, most effective. Now, that is what I call a pugnacious dragon. Look at the way he's holding his claws out there.
This silhouette works really well on the marbled background, doesn't it?
It's lovely. A marbled background really can make a silhouette like that. Give it just that something more. A fantasy feeling.
I like this one because it makes a very sort of regular pattern, doesn't it? From a distance, it just looks like a pattern, but close up, it's birds. It's
yes, repeated swallows flying west.
A lot of work in this. All those lines, imagine drawing all those lines.
Yes, isn't it interesting now that we've come away from it? We get another effect of tone values from all those lines.
Tony, I think Lewis has been watching you draw here because the highlights on the castle are very good, and you're always pointing out about highlights from the moon and from light.
Very nice to think so. He's done it very well.
Witch, that's what I like to see.
Isn't she? Yes, red-eyed witch. Do you see an initial letter here, a Q?
Yes, I do.
For quite delightful. And here's the address. And don't worry if you haven't got a pencil to write it down now. We'll show it to you again at the end of the programme.